minutes. And then he pops up, did well at the weekend, did relatively well last night while he was out there. And so all of a sudden, let me push Grealish now. These don't feel like Pep Guardiola type moves. It feels like the real Pep Guardiola would have gotten, I don't want to say the best out of Jack Grealish, because the best is certainly not £100 million out of Jack Grealish, but he would have gotten what he needed out of Jack Grealish. We wouldn't have had these highs and lows, people disappearing from the lineup for weeks at a time. And then, City at home, Real Madrid at home, let me go back with the experience, because experience is so valuable. So Kevin De Bruyne, who I guess he started against Bruges in match day 8. I think that was his last start. But in between plays 19, 20 minutes at a time. Again, I'm not opposed to the idea of De Bruyne. And you can always chalk it up, well, he's old, injuries, blah, 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 right? Same thing with Bernardo Silva. So why are they there? Could you not see they were old in the summer? Like, was this not obvious to you or to Txiki Begiristain? I tell you what, this is a funny country we live in, right? Because it's always about the manager. It's only ever the manager's fault, and it's only ever the manager's credit, right? But Txiki Begiristain in the summer, he's a sporting director, right? He had his friends above. What?
He wanted apparently to renew the squad, and this Pep who said no, which I'm not sure I believe.
It depends who you talk to. You hear different things. We don't know, because Txiki Begiristain never freaking talks, isn't held accountable by anybody, and now he's leaving, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he did want to renew in the summer. Maybe Pep said no. Maybe it was the other way around. I don't know. But you can see that we're heading towards this cliff edge. You can see that over 2 years, they did nothing to refresh the squad. They accumulated this enormous, this enormous credit for PSR purposes.
Yeah.
And now they go and they spend it all. I think overspending on everybody. Every single player they signed is massive overspending in January, which again is stupid. Which again, maybe these guys will work out, but nobody believes Nico is a 60 million euro player.
No,
nobody believes that. Nobody believes Marmoush is whatever they paid for him. And Kusanov, I'm not even going to get into. The poor Brazilian kid, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they've done. You extend Kyle Walker and then you decide you don't like him and you fall out with him. I mean, these are deeper issues that in a normal context, instead, all of this falls on Pep's head. In the narrative here, it's all Pep, good or bad, right? I refuse to believe that all of this mismanagement is Pep's fault. I absolutely refuse to believe
all of it, Sean. But he's partly to blame. This is his club. They don't. I know I say all the time.
Is it his club with 130 charges hanging over them, with Pep only renewing his contract during the season? Who was making these decisions? Do we really think it was all Pep? Do you think it's Pep saying like, "Oh yeah, let's accumulate money for PSR purposes when I haven't extended my contract"? Do you really believe that?
But Pep decides a lot of things at the
club. I'm sorry. I push back. Khaldoon, I don't even know how involved the guy is. Yes, you're chairman, but your day job is a bazillion times more important than what you do there. Ferran, the smartest guy in the room, Mr. Airlines, right?
Yeah.
And Txiki. There has to be other people there who made these choices.
There is, but
and I think at some point this stuff is going to come out.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't. I looked and thought hard, and maybe you can correct me. I don't remember a top manager falling off the cliff like Guardiola and City have done this season. I can't see it. You can look at Mourinho on a bad season. It's not even that bad. You could look at Wenger in the bad season.
Mourinho was sacked 3 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah, but okay, so maybe Mourinho then. But did Mourinho have a team like that and spending like that in January, for example, to make things better? I don't know. Even Wenger, I just don't see it. I look at Guardiola, and again, I don't recognize the manager that he is, and this inability of seeing out games. I just don't understand how at that level, with the players that they have, and some players are stupid. We know some in every team. Every team have stupid players. Like in every line of work, there are stupid people. It's just not everybody is intelligent. But you've got some very smart players in that team. You've got some leaders who are maybe not very much leaders this season. I give you that, who are smart. How can you keep conceding goals late? Brighton, Feyenoord, PSG, Real Madrid, Arsenal, all the time. When you're in the lead, when you're not in the lead, this inability that you have to actually stay solid and not making mistakes, stupid mistakes. It's just beyond me, man.
Let's turn it over to the Real Madrid side. You wanted a reaction after the derby.
Yeah.
I think you got the reaction. They were not perfect.
So, yeah.
And look, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but it's obvious that the man upstairs wants to see Vini, Mbappe, Bellingham.
The four fantastic.
I say this with the greatest of love to Rodrigo. Like, you're kind of like the stretch in the Fantastic Four. It's kind of like the Fab Five at Michigan, like Ray Jackson's like, it's not quite as fab as the other one.
Exactly.
But whatever else, right? Yeah. He kind of is the Andrew Ridgely.
But he might be the most important of them four, though, because he's certainly the one who would run the most and defend the most for the team compared to the other three.
It should be Bellingham. It sometimes is Bellingham. But yes, I know. I agree with you. I think he's said until he's blue in the face, right? You can it's like if you're around children, you can tell them things or you can show them things so they realize things for themselves. I think Real Madrid's season will depend on whether these players understand for themselves the importance of not just putting in that work rate as part of the front four, but doing it in an intelligent way so that they don't feel that it's pointless running, so that they feel that when they do win the ball back, they're still just as effective going forward. I mean, I know everybody understands it. Like, none of these people are stupid, not even Vini, right? Yeah. They all understand the concept. They all look around and say...
It's what you said earlier. Physically, they can do it. Mentally, they don't want to do it because they've never done it before. So they will do it to a certain extent.
Yeah, and maybe they don't know how to do it efficiently because it's not easy. Because it's not just a question of putting in a shift, and it's not just a question of Vini chasing the fullback over and over again. It's doing it in the right way. This is not something they've generally been asked to do before. And I think that's kind of the mental leap that they need to make. And I think it's a fascinating journey.
And I think they are so good that they will always create chances and score goals against anybody. You put in front of them Liverpool or Inter or Bayern or PSG, whoever you think are also the favorite in this competition, they will always have the chance to score because they're that good. The problem is not so much what they do with the ball. It will always be from now on